This is kind of Noe Valley is the name of this neighborhood. Back in the 1930s, that is a view that would be where the little cable cars go up and down. That is Castro Street. At 24th, there used to be cable cars called the little dinky cars running on Castro Street. And there's various other things that have changed, including I included a bunch of victory gardens. One of the themes of this mural, as you can see, is vegetables, because this particular parking lot, the reason these murals are here are to enhance the look of this area, because it's used as an organic local farmers market that was started by the former workers of the Real Food Company that used to be here, and that they all got locked out as a result of a labor dispute. And so as a way of employing them again, they started this farmers market right here. And so again, like one of those things that I do is kind of like a dramatically heroic representations of common everyday plants and vegetables and whatnot, and that's what I'm trying to do there too. So that's the scene in Noe Valley. It's really familiar and cute around here. And you only go down 2 blocks, and that's the fold in the banner, and you're in the Mission District, and it's a completely different vibe. And it's also a different composition of the population, and there's a lot going on. And I felt like I wanted to take some of that mission up here. As you've noticed, like I've always, in my murals, except for that one that's a comment, but the tags are real. And all the graffiti is copied faithfully, or the street art is copied faithfully, and all the signage is modified. I just try and more say what the signage does more than anything else. Like everything has a history, because the no left turn sign after 9 p.m. It says end of low rider scene. Like that's actually true. There used to be like this culture of these low riders cruising up and down Mission Street, you know, doing their things. Police hated it, you know, and there was a pretty concerted effort to repress that thing. And one of the things that they did was the no left turn sign, because one of the things that they would do, they would just loop around, you know, they would just like do these loops, and they couldn't do that anymore. It was a one way of like messing with their things, and they started giving tickets, etc. And so they successfully got rid of that whole culture and scene. And the El Taco Loco and the Carlos Club has been changed. It's no longer like that. So that's one of the things that's going to happen with these murals. They all refer to things the way they are now. And everything will change. Like soon enough, nothing will make sense in these murals anymore unless you have the memory. So these things refer to a present that of course is fugitive, like everything. So that's a reference to 2 other previous murals of mine, because so what that is, this will be a future vision of 24th this way and church, right? And so up there, do you see that far corner that's red? There's like Church Street, and then there's like a corner, a retaining wall that's red. That will be the last mural we'll see on this tour. Just after this, it's 2 minutes from here, the botanical mural. But also that is the J Church train, and that particular train, I forgot to point out, in the Market Street Railway mural, the future trains look like that, so it's a reference to the other future. And we have various notables. There's my friend Rupa and the April Fishes and a bunch of other people, the BLO and all sorts of musicians performing there. There's Chris Carlson, for those who know him, on his bicycle in his Utopia, and there's various things. Oh, the polar bear, yeah. You know, the wildlife corridors are actually a real idea that is out there, as you may know, like trying to make an effort in urban design to allow corridors for wilderness to move through these areas. That's actually a serious idea that is out there, but I just made it a little funny because as you notice, the conspicuous absence of any street lights or street signage, with the exception of one. There's one yield sign at the wildlife corridor crossing, so like that's the only place where people stop. There's other changes like the J. If you notice the side, it's now the J, instead of the J Church, it's the J Enlightenment. I changed the name of the street. And BART also is the Bay Area Relaxed Transit now, like instead of the Rapid Transit. And far behind it, you can see downtown, and it's faded, but maybe you can see that it's actually underwater. And that's a way for me to always push this idea of like that, yes, I know that there's many problems in the world and many bad things may be to come, maybe they're inevitable, but I sort of insist on still always like pushing for not only an idea of us humans surviving, but actually to push for a better life for everybody, like despite all of these things. And it's kind of like, you know, the visionings, it's humorous and light, but I feel like it's an exercise that we need in order to get there at some point. I'm not an engineer. I don't know whether that particular transit station would ever hold mechanically, but it's not my job. Like, I sort of feel as an artist, I just want to keep putting that out there, like trying to dream of better worlds and involving communities in articulating this better world and take it from there as a collective exercise. And so that's basically what I try to do with these things.